You were forged in fire, not built in comfort. And that's exactly why they burn when you enter the room. They despise what they cannot touch. Behind closed doors, they whisper about your glow, your energy, and your peace, because all of it exposes the chaos they desperately try to hide. They stare too long only to look away quickly, as if your presence strikes something raw within them. And it does. You stand as a reminder that pain does not have to leave a person bitter, that aging does not mean decline, and that scars can shine like armor instead of wounds. This message is for you, for those who were never expected to rise, for those they tried to break, bury, and overlook. Yet you did not just survive, you evolved, you sharpened, you became. Now your very existence challenges everything they thought they knew about strength, grace, and time. You are not simply growing older, you are ascending. Before we go deeper, I invite you to hit that like button and subscribe, not just for numbers, but to help spread this truth. Every like and share tells the algorithm that this message matters. It signals that there are chosen ones waking up and remembering who they truly are. Engage and help awaken the rest. Let's continue. The world looks at you and can't comprehend how you can be this radiant, this steady, this alive. They wonder how you seem untouched by time. But it's not that time forgot you. It's that you use time while they let the years wear them down. You let the years build you up. The pain didn't break you, it baptized you. The loneliness didn't hollow you, it purified you. You carry something ancient like the soul of a warrior wrapped in modern skin. You were chosen, and with that choosing came a weight, a burden not everyone can understand, nor are they meant to. They mistake your calm for arrogance and your wisdom for intimidation, but it is not their task to understand. It is yours to continue moving with purpose, even as their confusion grows into either quiet respect or loud envy. Your enemies cannot stand the fact that you did not fold, did not become bitter, did not age the way pain often forces people to, twisted, tired, and angry. Instead, you aged like oak, not like glass. You deepened, darkened, and became more rooted. Now your stillness shouts louder than their noise, your grace becomes their punishment, and your peace their torment. You are haunted by greatness, and that greatness haunts those who tried to define you by your wounds. They thought pain would slow you down, but pain became your compass. They assumed aging would dull your edge, but time only taught you how to strike smarter. You've become a living mystery, a contradiction they cannot decode. A calm storm, a gentle fire, a light too bright to look at but too mesmerizing to turn away from. When they try to figure out your secret, they search in the wrong places. They think it's skincare, diet, lucky genes. But your glow is spiritual. It is what happens when the soul refuses to carry bitterness. It is what happens when you choose forgiveness, not because they deserved it, but because you deserved peace. And that peace radiates through your posture, your presence, and your eyes. They stare because you carry the kind of silence that speaks louder than all their shouting. You enter a room and shift the atmosphere, not because you demand attention, but because you are aligned. You do not try to prove anything, you are the proof. Proof that divine protection exists. Proof that chosen ones don't crack under pressure, they crystallize. You've walked through hell and returned glowing. That glow was not bought. It was earned through prayers whispered through tears, through lonely nights where you begged for light and chose not to let the darkness win. Every wrinkle, every laugh line, every soft shadow under your eyes is not simply age, it is testimony. They see mature, but what they are really seeing is majestic. They see older, but what they are actually witnessing is elevation. The world's obsession with youth is rooted in fear. Fear of time, fear of mortality, fear of becoming irrelevant. But you are timeless because your soul did not age. It awakened. And your awakening is exactly what unsettles those still asleep. So let them watch, let them wonder, let them whisper. You are not here to blend in. You are here to remind, to reflect, to show others that pain can polish, that trials can transform, and that age is not a thief, but a teacher. You are living proof that beauty grows deeper when it is fed by purpose, not ego. You are not just aging. You are becoming more of yourself. The path of the chosen is not easy, but it is sacred. Every step you have taken, even the missteps, have led you to this power, a power that does not scream but shifts, a presence that does not chase validation but naturally commands respect. And that, more than anything else, is what shocks the world. You are the storm they never saw coming, the fire that never burned out, the light that refused to dim. Before we go any further, I need you to fully lock in with me. If this message already touched something deep inside you, if you felt the eyes, the confusion on their faces when they realize time hasn't touched you the way it touched them, then this message is meant for you. Drop an 88 in the comments if you know your glow, your age, your presence has left people speechless. It is no accident. It is by design. And now let's go even deeper, step by step. Because if you are truly chosen, something inside you won't let you click away. Let's begin. They tried to bury you, but you were the seed that knew the storm was coming. While some age bitter and envious, you aged like seasoned firewood, crackling with wisdom and burning brighter over time. They never saw this version of you coming. You were supposed to fade, break, and beg for relevance like the rest, but instead you rewrote the rules. They laughed when you disappeared, thinking life had defeated you. But you weren't hiding. You were rebuilding. You didn't retreat to collapse. You retreated to rise, listening to divine whispers while they mocked your silence. What they never understood is that silence is not weakness. It's preparation, like an arrow pulled back before launching forward. And now, you're in motion, and they can't unsee it. Your glow, your presence, your spirit. It contradicts everything they've been told about time. Yet some of you still doubt. Some still think being chosen is just poetic fantasy. Let me be clear. Stop playing small. The signs have always been there. Divine protection is not random. That deep intuition guiding you, the near misses, the betrayals you dodged, the toxic circles you escaped, that's proof. You didn't imagine it. You were chosen. Every time you doubted your calling, you delayed your breakthrough. Chosen ones don't beg to be seen. They walk in such alignment that the universe makes sure they can't be ignored. You broke the system designed to break you, and now they don't know what to do because you glitched the matrix. You turned isolation into a womb, silence into strategy, and pain into purpose. When they see you now, they feel exposed. Next to your grace, their bitterness is obvious. Next to your calm, their chaos screams. Your presence shakes them because you are a living reminder of everything they gave up on. You reflect their abandoned dreams, wasted strength, and surrendered faith. And still you doubt? How many more miracles do you need? How many times must you be saved at the last second before you accept that heaven has a vested interest in you? You are not just aging, you are evolving. While others dread time, you grow more refined with every turn of the sun. You are proof that pain doesn't have to harden you, that healing is power, not a trend. Your enemies played dirty, but divine order can't be tampered with. They were gambling against the universe, and now the math doesn't add up. Your glow isn't from good genes, it's from alignment. You let go of what weighed others down. You forgave when you could have cursed. You stayed soft in a world designed to make you cold. That's why you look untouched by time. That's why they can't grasp how someone who's walked through hell still carries the scent of heaven. Let them keep asking. Let them stare. Don't answer, be the answer. You've come too far, healed too deeply, and evolved too much to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be felt. You shift rooms without speaking, and your presence alone tells the story. So, when doubt creeps in, remember, you weren't rejected. You were refined. You weren't left behind. You were lifted higher. You're not aging. You're ascending. They tried to play the system. You became the system reset. And this is just the beginning. When heaven has a hand in your story, even hell can't win. You didn't survive by accident. You were carried, protected, and divinely guided. You walk with a favor that can't be faked, only granted. They stare, trying to solve the riddle of your radiance, wondering why you don't wear the years like a burden, why you're not bitter, broken, or bent under the weight of life. What they don't see are the unseen hands that lifted you when even hope abandoned you. They weren't there during the nights you almost gave up. when silent prayers and unseen tears filled the dark. But you felt it, that sudden peace in chaos, that impossible escape when there seemed no way out. That wasn't luck. It was divine design. Your story should have ended differently. By all logic, you had every reason to spiral, to harden, to become like them, cold and hopeless, but you didn't. You were chosen, and chosen ones are never left alone. Even when doors slammed, people betrayed you, and the path disappeared. You kept going, not because you had all the answers, but because heaven moved when you moved. You listened to whispers others ignored, trusted instincts that made no sense at the time, and followed the pull of your soul when logic said otherwise. That's what sets you apart. You don't walk by sight alone, you walk by alignment. Your calm, your confidence, that quiet strength you carry. It's not just healing, it's the residue of rescue. That's what happens when heaven refuses to let you fall. They call it luck, but you know it's protection. Your enemies don't just resent your glow, they resent your grace. Because you didn't grow cold. You didn't let the darkness win. You became dangerous because you stayed soft. You've learned to work with the divine, to move when your spirit whispers. That's why doors open, why things align, why what looks impossible to them becomes natural to you. It's not random. It's sacred. Yes, people are confused. How do you keep rising? Why do you look untouched by the storm? Because the storm did touch you. It just couldn't stay. You were wrapped in something stronger all along. Your life carries the fingerprints of faith, and while even you have moments of doubt, wondering if you're still being guided, deep down, you know the truth. It's no coincidence you're still here after everything. You didn't just survive, you were led. Even when the path is unclear, your strength is shared, borrowed from realms unseen. You still shine, not because life didn't hit you, but because you chose to heal, with help. You chose to believe there was purpose in the pain, and now that belief is in everything you do. It's in your laughter, in the way you enter a room without needing to prove anything. People pause around you because they feel it. They feel grace. You are living proof that beauty has nothing to do with age or surface. Your glow is a map written in scars, wisdom, and unshakable trust. While they chase trends and empty validation, you tapped into something eternal. You weren't just healing, you were being remade. You didn't come this far to question your protection. You came this far to remember you've always been held. And the hands that hold you? They do not tremble. They judge what they can't understand, but you were never meant to be ordinary. You were built to be unforgettable. Let them talk, let them throw stones. They only attack what shines. They don't know what to do with someone like you. You walk into a room and your presence says more than words ever could. You don't shrink, you don't beg, and you don't chase approval. And that alone shakes them. Your glow carries purpose, and that unsettles those who lost theirs long ago. Understand this. The judgment you face isn't personal, it's spiritual. It's a reaction to the light you carry, a light not born from compliments or cosmetics, but from confronting your demons, healing your wounds, and rising instead of rotting. The same ones who whisper behind your back quietly wish they had your peace. Your glow doesn't confuse them, it convicts them. You've become a living contradiction to everything they were taught. That age must weaken, that pain must harden, that suffering must make you bitter. Yet you prove them all wrong, and that burns them inside. They try to dismiss you as lucky or arrogant, but the truth is you simply refuse to become a product of a broken world. You chose to be reformed, not deformed, and that decision alone unsettles those who have surrendered to mediocrity. Yes, you've felt the sting. You've seen the glances, heard the whispers, noticed the shifts when you enter the room. Their body language says what their words won't. Who does she think she is? But you know exactly who you are. You are chosen, forged, not flattered, sculpted through fire, not convenience. And it shows, not just on your face, but in your calm, your silence, and your refusal to shrink just to make others comfortable. You didn't come this far to explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. They will always question what they fear to become. You move by divine alignment, not for crumbs of attention, and that makes you a threat. You're not here to fit in. You're here to remind and reflect. Yes, it stings sometimes. You're human. You've doubted, wondered if you should tone it down, play small, or make yourself more palatable. But then, that same voice that's whispered through every storm reminds you, you weren't built to blend in. You were born to stand out. So no, you don't argue with critics. You don't wade through the mud with those who've allowed bitterness to harden their hearts. You stand, you shine, and most importantly, you outlast. They don't know how many nights you cried yourself into clarity or how many betrayals became breakthroughs. They only see you still standing. Let them assume it was easy while you hold the truth. Your joy was earned. Let them call it arrogance when it's just the natural result of being anchored. You have nothing to prove to those who abandon their own worth. When they stare, stare back. Not with pride, but with presence. When they talk, let your silence be louder than their words. The truth is, they aren't really judging you, they are wrestling with themselves. Your presence reminds them of what they gave up on. Your growth triggers their stagnation, and your glow exposes their unhealed wounds. That's not your burden. Your only task now is to keep rising, keep glowing, and stay rooted in the knowing that everything you carry, your power, your beauty, your authenticity, was earned through fire. And no whisper, no rumor, no judgment can steal what was forged in silence. For the chosen, judgment is not the enemy. It's confirmation. Laugh loud in a world that tried to silence you. Your joy is rebellion, your smile is defiance, and your glow is the war paint of a soul that refused to bow to darkness. They don't understand how you still smile. They mistake the light in your eyes for ignorance, as if life must have been easy. But if only they knew. If they saw the nights when your joy was just a flicker trembling against storms sent to break you. If they heard the quiet cries, the desperate prayers when hope felt out of reach. But you chose joy anyway. Not the fake kind, but the real, deep-rooted joy that blooms in sorrow and still dares to rise. Your joy is sacred. It's not naive. It's strategy, survival, and your superpower. In a world that profits from your pain, staying joyful is the most radical thing you could do. You've seen what bitterness does to people, how it hardens, ages, and twists them into someone unrecognizable. But you refuse to let that be your story. You didn't pretend the pain wasn't real. You simply refused to let it define you. And now they see you glowing, carrying something unbreakable, and it confuses them. The world expects wounds to make you cold, but you broke the pattern. You smiled when you had every reason to scream, and that terrifies them. Some think you're faking it, others think you're lucky. But those who pay attention know your joy is real. It's not cosmetic, it's cosmic. It's spiritual, aligned, and protected. And here's the truth. Your joy isn't just for you. Every time you smile despite the pain, you give someone else permission to believe they can too. Your laughter reminds them the storm doesn't get the final word. You've fought hard to protect your peace. You've said no to darkness, dug through disappointment, and still found a reason, even just one, to be grateful. That choice has saved you more times than anyone knows. That's why you don't let the world tell you how to feel. You don't follow the trend of numbness. You still believe in beauty and grace and miracles because you are one. They may scoff at your joy, but what's more unrealistic? Holding on to hope or walking through life dead inside? You didn't come this far to blend into the masses in misery. You came to shift atmospheres. You walk into rooms and people feel lighter, not because you try, but because you exist as proof that joy is still possible. Your joy isn't the absence of pain, it's the presence of power. It's your refusal to be defined by anything that tried to break you. Every day you choose to nurture that sacred flame life tried to extinguish. Let them stare. Let them roll their eyes. You're not here to impress those who gave up on themselves. You're here to honor the version of you who never stopped believing there was still something worth smiling about. That childlike wonder, that sacred spark, you protected it and now you wear your joy like a crown. So keep laughing loud. Keep glowing unapologetically. Keep walking into rooms and disarming darkness without trying. Because you didn't just choose joy, joy chose you. When you aligned, the universe overflowed. They called it luck, until they realized the blessings only poured in when you stopped playing small and started walking like the divine was guiding every step. Let them talk. Let them wonder how you keep winning. Let them call it luck while they miss the truth. It's not luck, it's alignment. You weren't handed abundance, you activated it. You broke free from the lie that scarcity was normal. You stopped begging and started becoming. You stopped chasing and started attracting. You shifted from hustling for crumbs to commanding overflow. What they don't see are the silent battles, the nights you wrestled with doubt, the mornings you reprogrammed your mind before your feet touched the ground, the hard choices to walk away from what no longer fit your calling. They see the shine now, but they don't know the price. That glow was earned, forged in discipline, faith, self-respect, and radical honesty. You didn't just manifest abundance, you matched it. While others repeated defeat, you spoke possibility. While they stayed stuck in why me, you moved with what's next. That shift changed everything. You trained your eyes to see openings where others saw obstacles. That is abundance. Not just money, but alignment with the divine. When heaven can trust you, it sends more. More peace, more influence, more joy, more overflow. You didn't seek abundance just to hoard it. You became a vessel, a living testimony of what happens when you choose faith over bitterness. You've been broken but never bitter, stretched but never snapped. And that's the power they don't understand. Now people watch you, studying your steps, trying to figure out your secret. But there is no secret, only alignment, discipline, and trust. You host abundance. It lives in your words, your energy, and your soft heart in a hard world. You don't just hope for miracles, you expect them. You've seen too many perfect alignments, too many closed doors swing open, too many timely blessings to call it coincidence. This is not ego, this is evidence. The universe responds when your soul stays clear. While others hold on tightly to scarcity, you move freely in generosity. You give without fear because you know what flows through you cannot be stopped. The more you give, the more you receive. This is the rhythm now, a sacred exchange with the unseen. Yes, there are still hard days, but you've seen too much to doubt. You know abundance flows where hearts stay open. And yours, it stays wide open. So it keeps coming, not just money, but peace, freedom, divine timing, strength, and the kind of wealth the world can't measure. Let them scoff, let them try to imitate. What they'll never grasp is this: you don't chase abundance, you became it. And once you become it, it can't help but keep finding you. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm, to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the Enlighten Wisdom.